Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Haldane Fine Art YouTube channel. Please do subscribe, leave your messages and comments, and join the tsunami of popularity that is this channel. Today we are talking about authorship. Who painted these old master subjects? We have talked about subject matter, we've talked about rarity, but it is who the picture is by that today we will be talking about. Now, this can be a very difficult, thorny and complicated subject, and in order to make your life easier, the auction houses provide a very easy sliding scale of authorship or attribution, and that is by the artist, attributed to the artist, studio of the artist, circle of, follower of, manner of, and after. Now, you can go from the top of the mountain and you can slide all the way to the bottom, or you can ascend the mountain to the mastery by the artist. By the artist means that it is 100% executed by the lady or gentleman named. Attributed to means that the auction houses or the dealers are 90% sure that it is by the artist, but there's not quite that 10% remaining to give them complete assurance. Studio of the artist is that the case that from the 15th century onwards, many of these artists occupied and operated studios, and many of the assistants did some of the lesser details in the work, the drapery or some of the background, perhaps. Then there is circle of follower of. These pictures are often by artists who are in the orbit of the named artist, but are not necessarily existing even in the same city. So there's a certain amount of distance. And then finally, there is manner of and after. And these are pictures which are really just in the style of, derived from. They are derivative, and they can often be some centuries later than the object which is the prototype. Now, in truth, we assume, because we hear about fakes and forgeries a great deal in the press, that these works go from hallowed objects in museums to being shown to be 20th century fakes. But I want to focus on the positive reauthorship of pictures, and I think immediately of Rubens's Mask of the Innocents. In 2001, this picture languished in a monastery in Austria until it was discovered, and research into the subject matter and the provenance and the authenticity, all the things we're talking about, was done, and it was sold at auction for £49.5 million. Then, of course, there is the Madonna of the Pinks by Raphael. It's in the National Gallery. Go and see it. In the 19th century, this was in the collection of the Duke of Northumberland in Alnwick Castle, and it was the circle of Raphael, so not regarded as by the master. But again, scientific analysis and analysis into the provenance and all these things that we've been talking about showed that it was by Raphael, and it was acquired by the National Gallery for £22 million, and it is a bijou jewel of Renaissance painting. Now, in truth and in conclusion, all these aspects of authorship and attribution can take a lifetime to discover. You could spend decades trying to work out the authorship of a Leonardo. And that's why it is so important that if you are buying art, you buy from someone who knows what they're doing, has that experience, and has done all the research into authorship that you could possibly want. Please do join us again for the next episode in this how-to series, which will be the subject of provenance, and do leave your comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much.